YouTube. So this one I've got here, Max Factory's Zero Suit version Samus. This is an import. Max Factory I don't believe has any distributors in America, so if you want it you have to import it through somebody. That's easy enough to do. If I can do it, you can do it. This is based off, I guess, Metroid Other M. A game I only got about halfway through and decided it wasn't a Metroid game and stopped playing. But I do like the idea of a little more adult or serious Samus, and that's kind of what this figure's about, and I had to get it. I don't know what it's going for right now online. I've seen it as much as $200. I got it. I pre-ordered it. Had it shipped. I think it was about $80, maybe 90, and then shipping. I paid a little over 100, I guess. So if that's how much you have to pay for it to pre-order it and get it just kind of the first release, I don't know what the secondary market's like. It's probably kind of ridiculous, but so I could recommend this figure. I've already taken a look at it, but recommendation probably isn't going to really do it. If you don't have this figure already, you might have to pay a pretty penny to get one. At any rate, here's a look at the package. Very decent package. Mine was a little warped from shipping, but that's what happens when you ship on a charter shipping plane. Anyway, there's that. I'm going to crack it open and take a better look. Alright, so here she is. This is a fantastic figure, I must say. I have a feeling I would have wanted to get this figure with or without the collection of Bishoujos I've amassed. So this is kind of a Bishoujo styled Samus, clearly. It's not done by Shinya Yamashita, so I don't know if Koto Bakia is claiming the Bishoujo thing as their own. I think most people associate it with Koto nowadays, but I would say this is definitely kind of a Bishoujo style figure. I don't know who the artist is that drew this Samus, or the illustration this is based on, where this design came from, who sculpted it. I don't know, none of that stuff, but they did a fantastic job. I'm very impressed with this figure. It's quality-wise, it's as good, I would say, as some of the Koto Bishoujos. There's a couple of key differences that I see between them. Well, first of all, it's from a different company, so expecting the same out of two different companies is a fool's errand. But there are a couple of little things that stand out to me. One is her hair. Her hair, compared to some of the Bishoujo stuff, is a little glossy. It's got an okay amount of detail. Nothing. It's not going to knock your socks off, but it's nice. It does its job. I like the position of it, that it's in her face a little bit. I like that. It looks like Samus's hair, so nothing very impressive, but it does a very serviceable job. It does everything it's supposed to do as hair. So no problem there. The design on her back, I'm sure there's a name for this, whatever it is, but it's very well done. Nothing too special about it. I mean, it's another thing that kind of does its job. It's just a kind of a couple different tones of pink. Very accurate, spot on. Nothing wrong with it, certainly. There's really nothing wrong with any part of this figure. There are no seams anywhere that shouldn't be there. I mean, you'll spot little things here, like her face. You know, her face has to attach somehow, so that's fine. Nope, not a big deal. It's right on her jawline, so it's not very noticeable. It's a little weird there, but I mean, chances are, if you're looking at her from this angle, you're probably not looking at the back of her jaw. So the paint is really what stands out. Her suit is like gorgeous. It's this really metallic blue. It's painted and highlighted in different places. Metallic, dark, and light blue. The light blue gets lighter and darker in different places. All of the paint's very accurate. She's got a holster there. The gun doesn't come out of her hand, and the gun wouldn't go in the holster if it did. The holster is just there. It doesn't actually do anything. The pose is great. I really like it. I like the hips. That's kind of my thing. So I really am digging this figure quite a bit. She comes with this clear plastic base. Says Metroid Other M. It has something written in Japanese under there. It probably says Metroid Other M. A lot of detail on the gun. Probably the most detailed part of this figure is the gun. Very nicely done. Nothing, again, nothing kind of very impressive. There is a little red dot painted inside there for the laser gut target or the laser sight. So that's kind of cool. It's something I noticed. As far as she goes, her face is pretty well done. I've heard some people complaining about her face. I don't know why. Her face is pretty serviceable to me. It's better than a lot of the Bishoujo, Kotobukiya Bishoujo faces that I've seen. I think the kind of expressionless face suits Samus. I don't think she should be making any kind of cutesy faces or anything like that. Not sure where the mole comes from. I don't know if that's if they added that in Other M or if she's always had that. If they did it just for this figure, I have no. For some reason, I don't recall ever seeing a mole on Samus's face. It's fine. It's very subtle. It's standing out a little bit more in the video, I guess, when you focus in on her. But when you take a look at the figure as a whole, there's nothing. You know, you're not going to be like, "What's that mole?" So then there's the Metroid. She comes with this Metroid, and the Metroid is cool. I like it. It's well done. It looks like a Metroid. You know exactly what it is when you see it. It's got this translucent dome over him, just like an actual Metroid would, I suppose. The dome is painted with little like spider veins all over the place, and on the inside it's got like the 3 little pulsing orbs, like the brain matter of the Metroid. It's on a clear little stand here. It's very wobbly, so wobbly that if you shake the table that it's on, or the the surface that she's in, the thing will wobble for a little while, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because Metroids float and they move and they pulse around in the air and all that stuff. How the F a Metroid flies is beyond me too, by the way. There's no reason why a Metroid should be able to fly, but whatever. So it's got some good detail inside. Let me see if I can get it. It's very, like, gross looking. I don't think I'm going to get it brighter than that, unfortunately. Well, I'll turn the flash on for a minute. There we go. So there's that. And that's gross. So, oh, that's pretty bright. Well, there she is. So, I really like this figure a lot. I'm kind of in love with it. I like Samus as a character probably more than a lot of Marvel characters that I've got figures for. So I'm very happy that they did this. One thing that's kind of odd, the only thing I can complain about with this figure is she's got this base. The base is got pegs on it. Her feet have peg holes in them. You got to spread her legs out just a little bit to get them to peg in, but this leg, her right leg, looks a little weird, like a little bit like it's blowing back at a weird angle. If you look at it at the right angle, it just doesn't look natural. But that's a small gripe. It's certainly no deterrent. I still like it a lot. She's wearing these kind of weird heels, and I don't know if that's accurate to the game. Probably not very accurate to Samus, but that's again fine. It's a little kind of thing that I wouldn't mind very much if it wasn't accurate. I don't just the detail I don't really remember. There's a rump. Very well done. No problems there. The small of her back is also kind of detailed. It's you can see her her muscles there. She's got her hand on her hips sticking like way out. I like that. She's looking good. So this is a great figure, and the biggest issue I would have had with this figure is if it wasn't in scale. Now, when they originally announced it, they said it was going to be 1/7, and then they changed it to 1/8. And I had already pre-ordered it by then, and I thought, man, that's going to kind of suck, but I still wanted it. I was like, it's fine, I'll take it. So I was concerned about whether or not it was going to fit in with the rest of the Bishoujo. So this is what the service I'm providing in this review, more than anything, I think, is a size comparison. And I am happy to say, sizes up very well with the Bishoujo figures. If you have, I'm guessing if you buy this Samus, you probably have a few Bishoujos laying around. If you're anything like me, you'll want to display them together, and they match up very nice. Even though it says that she's 1/8, she looks like 1/7 like the rest. So either Samus is enormous, or Kodo and Max Factory do their scaling a little different, which seems more plausible to me. So that's her with Black Widow. This is her with Storm. So scales pretty much perfectly. I mean, to me, I don't see enough of a difference between them to say that she fits right in. So that's great. I'm very happy about that. That was my concern when I was waiting for it to ship. Is if it was going to fit in, and it does. She's great. So if that's your concern, and I assume that it could be concerned no longer. If you've been waiting on the price, you're not sure about the price, you want to know how good of a figure it is, if it's going to fit. I haven't seen any size comparison shots anywhere online up until now. Now meaning this video, and seeing them in scale with everybody else. So I'm hoping that this does you some service. If you've been waiting, and I couldn't find it, so if you're able to find size comparison shots, then good for you. I'm proud of you. Oh, one other thing I wanted to show, and I don't know where I read this, but someone was doing a text review. They wrote a review somewhere of it. It might have been Tomo Pop, or I don't know. Maybe it wasn't them, but they're saying that this little stem doesn't seat into the Metroid far enough, and there's a little space on the peg. I don't know why that would be an issue, as long as it's secure, but if you work it in there, it goes in at kind of a weird angle before it fits in, but if you just kind of twist it on there enough, it seats in just like it's supposed to. It's very secure. It's not going to go anywhere. This stick will break before it falls off or anything like that, so it does feel a little... I could see that happening. If you put enough pressure on this, something falls over on top of it or something, it's going to bend at the base. You can tell there's just too much leverage on it. So something to be mindful of, I guess. But I don't think that's probably not a concern of yours if you're just a collector. I don't think you're going to be running, Samus through the mud with your G.I. Joes, and you're also probably not 10. But if you are 10 and you want this Samus figure and you've got the bones for it, by all means, 10-year-old, go for it. Alrighty, so that's it. Max Factory, what is this? What am I talking about? Max Factory Samus Aran Zero Suit version, 1/8, quote unquote, I'm saying 1/7 scale figure. And there she is. Thanks for watching.